Hey y'all, it's Dee Dee. So today, me and my boyfriend went on an unintentional thrift shop trip. So we did intend to go to the first thrift shop that we went to donate. I had some yarn that I was getting rid of. You may have seen it in my unhaul video previously. So I finally got rid of that. I know it's been like maybe a week and a half. But we finally had a chance to just get out to the thrift store and donate it so that other people could buy it at a reduced cost. So it's good. Unfortunately, I always end up buying more yarn usually. I haven't bought much since then, but every time we go to the thrift store, I'm always on the hunt for either yarn that I have not donated or craft books or other sorts of like. So the first one we went to, I was only able to find, I think, about one craft book. And this one is the Better Homes and Gardens Treasury of Needle Crafts. So there is that one. Now, I do know a good bit about knitting and crochet already. But I do have interest in other needleworks, like needlepoint, stuff like that. I did find in here, I believe there was a leaflet from the 80s. Where is it? For huggable pom-pom toys. Now, I'm not critiquing anything by all means. Red Heart is a brand that has stood the test of time, and it's a great brand, but these things are very dated. And the eyes, they kind of terrified me at first. I don't know if I'll make this leaflet. I think it'll make a great bookmark regardless. But I'm kind of loving the fact that almost every thrift store haul or book that I found, like a craft book, has had like secret patterns where somebody has either written in there or left like notes regarding their patterns. I think it was last year. This is going to sound really funny, guys. Last year, I had got a copy of the Reader's Digest Complete Guide to Needlework. And it took me till about, actually, last week when my friend Ashley was over and we found in it someone's ultrasound. And I'm guessing they used it as a bookmark. It was an ultrasound of their carotid artery, so I'm like, I hope they're okay. But then again, that was like 30 years ago too, so there were also some other patterns in that one as well. But without further ado, I'm going to continue along. The next thrift store that we went to it's a chain of thrift stores that we have in our area, but this one was a little more bountiful. It was actually just a bookstore / coffee shop. I guess they have a lot of people donating books. Plus, they do have libraries in the area as well. So these are the next few ones that I found. I think this next one is the Vogue Knitting Scarves number 2 on the go. So, and in this one, let's see. This one I found a handwritten little pattern for a dish rag. They wrote it twice on 2 different little pieces of paper. And on the back of one of them looks like a recipe, and it looks and sounds like a cake, and I just figured it out. It sounds like it is a cake that they had made from this recipe. The last thing, it took me this long to figure it out because they used kind of like a cursive shorthand. It was water. That was the last ingredient I couldn't read at first. But I may, what I may do is make these recipes and, patterns, although technically in the same vein as Animal Crossing with their DIY stuff, calling them recipes. Yeah, this is a recipe for a dishcloth. A knit dishcloth. So, this is a knitting pattern, which I do both, so that's not going to be a huge issue. And it has some cute scarves. I think this was my favorite one. There was there were a bunch that I really liked. And at the second thrift store, I think I paid like $25 for 5 books, which is really not that bad. Let's see. I'm trying to see what pattern drew me to this book. I mean, there were so many. I really like the zebra and lamb ones for kids that they have. But, I don't know. I'm not too huge on scarves. I think it's the longevity of how long it takes to make them. I usually just make like the circular ones when I do. So, I probably will use this. And I'm going to keep these DIY recipes. Oh! And on Open Work Scarf, it looks like the previous owner thought that this scarf was very pretty in the notes. So, I always like to see what other people have thought about the books. I think that's kind of the charm of getting books thrifted and stuff like that. The next one I got was Wendy Knits Lace, right here. Sorry for the inverse image, but this is the image, or the inverse typing. That was the image on there. This one had a lot of lacy projects. I think some sweaters, mostly it was like shawls, garments. There were some bobble gloves. This again is a knit pattern book. There was a handwritten written note in it, and it said Vine Arts. Upon further investigation, this was them writing out the chart so that they could understand it, which I totally get. Sometimes knitting charts for me are also hard to read, so they hand wrote the chart for their size of either the gloves, or I think this is actually a sock, but it was tucked in with the glove area. But they had a lot of good patterns throughout this one. Some hats, scarves, actually more like shawls in this one. Some socks, but a lot of good lace patterns. That one will get some use too. The next one I got was Better Homes and Gardens Knitting Year Round. Now, some of these are a bit old. I think the first one I showed was like from the 80s. These other ones seem to be a bit more recent, like within the 90s, maybe 2000s. Let's see. This one, the Better Homes and Gardening Knitting Round the Year, was from 2003. And it had some good projects throughout. Now, I didn't really see a lot that I was going to make for me particularly, but there were some charts, and I think the one I liked the most was this black pillow with stripes. I'm trying to find found the pattern page, but there was a photograph page where you could see it better. Okay, I can't find that, so I'm going to show right here. It was this black pillow right here. That one, kind of like the geometrical shapes of it and the contrast of the bright colors on the black background. But they had a few other charts as well, like some for ducks, which you don't have to use the chart or the pattern for particular what it's intended for. You can take that chart and use it for other things as well, which is what I like. The next two are both Afghan books. This is Afghans for All Seasons, book number 2. And this one, I believe, let's see. This one's from 2001, although, judging by the photos, it could be, I've seen books like with similar patterns from the 80s as well. So, I think this one had like a granny square one where it was like a bunch of granny squares and then with like a granny stitch border around. Let me see if I can find that one. Or that might have been in the other one. Because I got 2 of these books. Okay, yeah, I think that was in the other one. This one had some granny squares and some other squares. Can't remember. Oh, this one was the one with the ladybugs. Okay. So this one has a pattern for a ladybug. This is their section for summer. Look at all those ladybugs and how cute they are. I would love this in, if I was doing it for me, I'd probably inverse it and do like black squares and maybe like a stitching around in white. Just to be a little bit different. But it looks really nice regardless. So that is that one. The next one I have is A Year of Afghans from 1998 is what the title is. Be really surprised if it was from a different publication year. Let me see. Yeah, no, copyright 1998, as fitting. I think this one was the one with the granny squares with a granny border, and there was also a quilt-looking one where there were a bunch of granny squares that form into what looks like a quilt shape of leaves, like fall leaves. Where is that? Where's that? There are so many good ones to look through here. Okay, so this is the Tranquil Granny, which has like a bunch of ones. I'd probably do like a brighter color palette, but that is still a good color palette for out with the jewel tones. I just kind of like the brighter theme. I do like the black paired with it because it gives it a nice contrast, like visually. Let's see. And there are some chevron patterns through here I've been wanting to try too. I'm trying to find that fall one. This fall one looked really cute. It looked really, there we go. There it is. There it is. Okay. So this one's more of like, I've seen quilts where they take like the blocks and kind of geometrically shape them like this. But this is like all granny squares. And to make the leaves, as they have right here, they've taken, and some of the squares are like half one color, like half the background color, and then in triangle form, and then the other half is the color of the leaf, and then you do like a chain for the stem, or at least I think that's what, yeah, you do like a, either a chain, or it looks like you slip stitch along diagonally throughout the squares. For me, I think it'd probably be easier to just do like a chain and then sew the chain on. Either way, it looks really nice. Now, I did also happen to go by the Dollar Tree as well on our little excursion. And I was really glad that we went to one out of town because I have been on the hunt since they've came out, and I'd already got them from the Dollar Tree here, but I've either misplaced them or given them to friends to further them along on their crochet journey. But these are some of my favorite finds from the Dollar Tree are these aluminum crochet hooks. Now these right here, I got one of each size, and I should have got more as backups, but I didn't. These range from the size 4.5, 5, and 5.5 millimeter. Now, these ones right here, I'm going to take one out of the package so y'all can see it better. These right here are ergonomic crochet hooks. Now, they are, you know, lower cost, which is great. They're $1.25. Although when they first came out with them, they were $1. Take that for what you will. But these right here are very great for if you spend a lot of time crocheting because they don't rub right here. Sometimes I get blisters in that area. That's how I hold the hook kind of like this. So I've noticed a lot of times with the tapered the thumb rest or the hand rest, I feel like it's supposed to go like this on this other side, but I crochet with my left hand, so it's usually inverse. I don't really have a huge problem with that. I do think it'd be better if all hook companies made it to where like these indentions were on both sides, kind of like the metal hooks, but that's beside the point. They're very great to work with. They're similar in structure to the ones I reviewed previously. I think they were the Sheen version, which they're not just on Sheen. It was a Clover duplicate type hook for I think less than $5 for a set. Now these right here are $1.25 each, which that is phenomenal. That is a great price. Now if you cannot find them in your area and you have a group of friends who are willing to like help you split the cost, they do have them on their website. I think it's a set of 25 in various sizes of these hooks for $30, which equates to like $1.25 per each item. I wish you could get like one item at a time from Dollar Tree instead of having to buy that many, but I get it, you know, as far as how they structure their prices. But that is all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. If you like this content or want to see more of it, like and subscribe, and check out the other videos I have regarding knit, crochet, and related subjects and topics. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.